What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds. And today we're going to be doing a review on a 2023 Jeep Wrangler SAHARA hybrid. We're going to be talking about exterior, interior, and some specs about the car. So before we do, if you do like our content, please like the video, subscribe to our channel because it really helps us out. If you have something you would like us to video, here's our email below. You could email us and we could talk details later. And a special shout out to Folsom Dodge here in Folsom, California, right outside Sacramento. Let's go ahead and start, guys. So let's start off and talk about Jeep, and we're starting off with the front end. But of course, guys, we do have the 2023 Jeep SAHARA in front of us, and not much has changed. I mean, you're gonna be seeing certain things like different color combos and things of that sort. But if you guys want to know, starting off with the color, it is a sting gray color. You get things like the light blue or the sky blue tow hooks. Pretty much same front end, full LED lighting. You have that same look, that Wrangler look. You have your DRL lights on. We left that on for the sake of the video. LED fogs and your bezels with your like hyper silver plastic round covers or trims around that. Now you do have the same painted fender flares, super cool look. But something that I wanted to show you guys on this exact car is you get the 1940 style Jeep stamp around the car, which is a pretty cool feature on these cars that we're seeing, and also on the rims. We're going to be talking about the rims right now. Over on the driver's side front, you get the 20-inch tall 8-inch rim, full aluminum, painted black gloss. Really cool look. Now, being the SAHARA, remember guys, from the Rubicon to the Sahara, not the Sierra, but we take our cars to the Sierra Mountains to ski or snowboard. But if you pay attention, that the SAHARA is a little bit more luxury feel. So if you're a creature of luxury, you would want to go SAHARA rather than the Rubicon, because Rubicon a little bit more stiff for the off-road feel. Being the 4xe, you have the hybrid plug-in right here. So we just kind of left that open, has an E for the electric. Pop that open and we pop that cap off, and you have the plug-in, which is pretty cool. Getting a whole lot better MPG on this car from the regular. So if you guys know about Jeeps, that their MPGs weren't that good, but you also have that little old style Jeep stamped on the interior side of that plug-in compartment, which is very cool feature to have. Trail rated, of course, you have the SAHARA Jeep with that light blue outer lining in the Wrangler. Very cool features. Looks really rich, loving the look. But come over, of course, you have the 4-door. Now you do have the option of the 2 doors, but this being the 4 doors, and you can still remove these doors. That comes off with your side mirror. Side mirror does come blindside assist with heated, so take that into consideration. Super cool, fully loaded side mirror. Of course, same painted fender flares. Now the fuel cap, very cool, says fuel. Now this is an electric open fuel cap, where you open it up, kind of has a cast iron feel with the Jeep stamp on the interior side of that gas lid cap, which is pretty cool. I mean, they're just stapling or stamping their car. Same LED rear lighting, 4xe. Typically you see like a 4x4, but this being electric, which is very cool. And I'm a big fan of the hybrid movement, because guys, you're just getting a whole lot more distance for your gas. I mean, for your, I don't know, your purchase of gas, I would say. But bumper sensors integrated into the back bumper with that black plastic. Now, very high durable black plastic. You do still have the same color hitch or tow hooks from the front over to the back, which is really cool. Spare tire with that same stamp on that rim that you're gonna have in that blue all around the car. It is locked with your camera integrated onto that back side of that rim. So that's super cool that you have that all around the car. Forgot to mention it on the front windshield, but you do have that. Let's go ahead and talk about the interior side of the trunk space. We're gonna open. You got that lid, and you have this glass that comes up. This is tinted, very nice privacy glass. Pop open, what do we see? We get that original Jeep look in the back on this 2023. Some more compartment space, and your plug for that electric part of this car, 12-volt inlet. Let's remove this. Alpine Subwoofer, very, very nice that they do contract with the Alpine, because I'm loving that premium sound. We're gonna pop these seats forward, show you guys that it does connect. You can drop these seats just like that, and we could even drop those even further down, but for the sake of the video, we're just gonna kind of show you that that's a possibility. But guys, we're pretty much done with the exterior and the interior side of the trunk space. Let's go ahead and talk about the interior of this car. All right, now coming onto the interior side of this 2023 Jeep Wrangler SAHARA 4xe hybrid. What do we see? We do get that same Jeep look and feel from that door panel to over the seats to the front dashboard. But before we get in, something that I want you guys to notice is something that you might see slightly different on certain Jeeps are the step sides. Some Jeeps will have them, some Jeeps won't. Take that into consideration. And you have that nice black trimmed leather. Of course, you have Jeep stamped right in front of you with that kind of square body look on this four-door hybrid off-road SUV. Door panel, very nice. Leather feel touch with the black plastic hyper silver look on that handle. Unlock, lock button with your controllable electric side mirrors. Control unit here for the front infotainment card. You still have your tachometers in the manual look. The RPM gauge is manual. Digital in the middle, and then on the hybrid on the right, let me show you guys. Let's start the car for the sake of the video. You got the SAHARA starting, pretty cool, and that manual needle to show you when it's charging or when you're running on power. Digital gas gauge, digital also temperature gauge inside those round circles for those tachometers. So it's pretty cool. You can change the infotainment cards with the control, see your PSI, miles per hour, things of that sort. So if you do find yourself coming down over to Folsom Dodge and you want to buy this, you're going to spend some time dinking around with your front cluster. Coming over to this screen, we have a 8.4-inch touch sensitive screen. So it's very nice and simple. You don't have to press hard. It's very reactive to the finger. Climate controls, and here you can control your mirror dimmer. It is a mirror that dims, or auto dimmer. You have your heated seats, heated steering wheel, very cool. You have your backup camera, you press that, and so much more. You just have to spend your time going through this. eNavi, we're gonna load that, and you have the full navigation system. Now this does come Android support, Google support with voice recognition, activation. Dashboard, leather with that kind of gray stitching in between speakers on the right and the left. You have that nice personal belonging space if you want to throw some chapstick or your wallet up here, that keeps it in there. Very cool. Now something I wanted to show you guys is you also have that 1940s style Jeep, that old time look right here on the middle of the shift knob. Now getting in this car, one thing that I just came to realize that I miss, and you don't realize you miss it until you come back to it, is that manual 4x4 feel, because a lot of the new cars manufacturers are just kind of putting a push button, and that manual drop that e-brake feel. Like, I'm such a fan of this. I would just rather just come pull it real quick instead of just waiting for the engage on those new electric buttons. But there are pluses and minuses in both instances, but it's just super cool to come back to that manual feel of that dropping of the e-brake. 12-volt DC plug outlet right here. Your windows, of course, control unit right here. You won't see that because if you do take off the doors, you won't have those. So that's why Jeep puts these here. Media, USB-C, USB-A plug-in with the aux, so fully tech friendly. Now you can control also your heated steering wheel, your heated front seats from this manual button pad right here, this control unit. This is a dual climate control unit, so for passenger and driver can control. Something I also want to point out to you guys is right here, this little blue battery sign. You have the regen button. Now, car's not on, but when the car is on, it automatically turns on until you push the button to turn it off. But what the regen button does is that the moment you take your foot off the gas pedal, it gives you a help on the braking system as it's charging the battery at full generation or full potential on that. Straight to the point, glove compartment with your nice kind of leather look stitched gray right here. Vents, of course, straight to the point. Something that's also cool on these floor mats, Jeep stamped with that kind of Jurassic Park look on that, with little dinosaur head up on the front. That's very cool. A little bit, you know, features here and there, adding some character to the car, not making it so boring. Deep, wide cup holders. You know, us Americans, we love our drinks. Leather stitched seats, heated. Now, this is something that you will see that's pretty cool on the Jeeps, is you have that belt for pulling that backrest up and down. Sahara embedded in or stitched on that backrest, letting you know it's a Sahara and not a Rubicon. Some more personal belonging space with the USB plug-in here also. Got your Mopar tire screws or lug nuts. So guys, we're pretty much done. Before we go to the back, I want to show you guys just two more features that's pretty cool that you have an option on these Jeeps. First, the front glass, this does come tinted, and you also have an option of a Gorilla front windshield, which comes up to 3 times more sustainable to cracks and things of that sort, like rock chips and all that. And something that's super, super cool on this car, which I'm a huge fan of, is the one-touch button system for that retractable top roof. And this is great. It almost feels like a convertible, and you don't constantly have to manually do it. So that is super convenient on the option that this Sahara offers on the Jeep Wrangler. LED lighting and all that good stuff, the ambient inside the car. But gosh, get a feel. You just get connected with the outside world when you're driving the car, just making it such a better vibe when you're driving this Jeep. I'm just a huge fan of these things. But okay, guys, so we're pretty much done with the front side of this interior. Let's go ahead and talk second row seating. So now coming on to the second row seating, and guys, something that we first see that when we open that second door is we see that a lot of manufacturers will simplify the back seating, but not on Jeep. They keep that same look over to the back seats, that black leather with that gray stitching. Now, also things you see coming into the car is you get that 4xe on that side plastic, and on the floor mats, Jeep integrated sign onto the floor mats with a nice little shovel and a pickaxe just on the driver's side with that kind of Jurassic Park rock feel. 1940 style old Jeep integrated onto the mat. I'm loving the characteristic that Jeep gave this car. Now, by the pulling up of this seat, you have the 600 amp maintenance free battery. Let's go ahead and lift this seat up too so you guys can get an idea of it. And you also have that same stamp right there with a Jeep. But the one thing that's cool about this stamp is it has the plus and minus sign with the battery in the back of the Jeep. That is super cool. A lot of cool characteristics that Jeep puts in this one. Let's go ahead and step inside the car. Now, I'm about 6 feet 2 inches, and you do have some pretty good leg room here, pocket space, and head clearance is pretty good. I mean, my head ain't touching nothing when you're in drop top mode. But let's go ahead and shut the door. Pretty cool. Same idea on the door panels with a little bit of pocket space. Do have your armrest with your cup holders, smaller cup holders so you can fit like a can and things of that sort. You have your control units for your windows on the back right here in the center console. Different, and I kind of like the idea that you see this on the center console. You have your 115 volt plug and your USB-Cs and USB-A plugs, so nobody are fighting for those plugs. A little bit of personal room for a phone or chapstick or wallet or things of that sort. But guys, we're pretty much done with the interior side of this car. Let's go ahead and talk some specs about this Jeep hybrid. So now let's talk about specs on this 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sahara and why it's so important. Now guys, this engine comes 2.0 liter i4 dual overhead cam turbo, 8-speed automatic transmission, rear axle ratios 3.73, and the full-time 4-wheel drive system is a 2.72 to 1 ratio. 600 amp maintenance battery. Most important part, I believe, is the 49 mpge combined that you get on this car. Super cool. Now, you do have a full electric range of 21 miles. You can set that option just to run the full electric before you run into the before you run the gas motor, or you can save that 21 miles for later. And there are 3 buttons on the left side of your steering column for that. I forgot to mention that on the interior. And if you're running on gas, it's 20 miles per gallon on the gas mileage. Super cool. You have a 3,500 towing capacity rating on this exact 4xe, 375 horsepower on this engine, and 470 foot-pounds of torque. So guys, we're pretty much done about the specs of this motor. Now, this is why I believe this car is so important, that Jeep integrated the hybrid into their cars. Super cool, because if you do know, Jeep had those V6 motors, or those 6-inline motors that were just not doing so well on the gas mileage. But I'm a super big fan of the hybrid. Some people hate it, some people don't. Let me know in the comment section below. But guys, we're pretty much done with our review. Thank you so much for watching our channel here at Vagabond Builds. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, leave in the comment section below. Stay tuned, we got some cool things coming.